Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Imagine this. The greatest man in history, the Prophet Muhammad, often went to bed hungry. His home had no fire for days. He refused the keys to the world's wealth. Why? Because his mission was greater than gold. Today, we uncover the shocking truth about the Prophet's life of poverty and what it teaches us in an age of materialism. This will change how you view wealth forever. So stay with me until the end. Once, the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, decided to stay away from his wives for 1 month, as he was displeased with them on some account. He lived for that 1 month in a separate room in the upper story. A rumor that the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, had divorced his wives got afloat among the Sahaba. When Umar heard of this, he came running to the masjid and found the Sahaba sitting in groups, crying with grief over the Prophet's anger. He went to his daughter Hafsa, radiyallahu anha, who was a wife of the Prophet, and found her weeping in her room. He said to her, "Why are you weeping now? Have I not been warning you all these times to refrain from any act likely to cause the Prophet's displeasure?" He returned to the masjid and found some of the Sahaba sitting near the pulpit and weeping. He sat there for some time, but could not sit for long due to his excessive grief. He went towards the room where the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was staying. He found Rabah, radiyallahu anhu, a slave, sitting on the steps. He asked him to go and inquire of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if he could allow Umar, radiyallahu anhu, to see him. Rabah went inside and came back to inform him that the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, held his peace and said nothing. Umar, radiyallahu anhu, returned to the masjid and sat near the pulpit. Again the sorrow eating his heart would not allow him any rest, and he requested Rabah to convey his request to the Prophet a second time. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, did not make any answer this time too. After tarrying near the pulpit for some time more, Umar, radiyallahu anhu, craved permission to see the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for the 3rd time. This time, his request was acceded to. When he was ushered in, he saw the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, lying on a date leaf matting. The crossed pattern of the matting could easily be seen imprinted on his handsome body. He had a leather bag filled with the bark of the date palm as his pillow. Hadrat Umar, radiyallahu anhu, says, "I greeted him with assalamu alaikum and inquired, 'Have you divorced your wives, O Prophet of Allah?' He answered in the negative. Much relieved, then I made bold to remark a bit amusingly, 'O Prophet of Allah, we the Quraysh have always been having the upper hand over our women, but in case of the Ansar of Medina, it is the women who have the upper hand. Our women have also got influenced by the women over here.' I said a few more similar things which made him smile. I noticed that the contents of his room consisted of only 3 pieces of tanned skin and a handful of barley lying in a corner. I looked about, but I failed to find anything else. I began to weep. He said, 'Why are you weeping?' I replied, 'O Prophet of Allah, why should I not weep? I can see the mat's pattern imprinted on your body, and I am also beholding all that you have got in this room. O Prophet of Allah, pray that Allah may grant ample provisions for us. The Persians and the Romans who have no true faith and who worship not Allah but their kings, Kaiser and Khosrows, presently live in gardens with streams running in their midst, but the chosen prophet and the accepted slave of Allah does live in such a dire poverty.' The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was resting against his pillow, but when he heard me talk like this, he sat up and said, 'O Umar, are you still in doubt about this matter? Ease and comfort in the hereafter are much better than ease and comfort in this world. The unbelievers are enjoying their share of the good things in this very world, whereas we have all such things in store for us in the next. I implored him, "O Prophet of Allah, ask forgiveness for me. I was really in the wrong. Look at the household effects of the sovereign in this world and in the hereafter, and the beloved Prophet of Allah. See how he rebukes Umar when he asks him to pray for some relief and comfort." Somebody inquired of Aisha, radiyallahu anha, about the bedding of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in her house. She said, "It consisted of a skin filled with the bark of date palm." The same question was put to Hafsa, radiyallahu anha. She said, "It consisted of a piece of canvas which I spread double-folded under him. Once I laid it fourfold in an effort to make it more comfortable. The next morning he asked me, 'What did you spread under me last night?' I replied, 'The same canvas, but I had four-folded it instead of the customary double fold.' He said, 'Keep it as it was before. The additional softness stands in the way of getting up for tahajjud.' Now let us look around and survey the furniture of our bedrooms. We, who live in so much comfort, never hesitate to complain of hard times, instead of being grateful and more obedient to Allah Ta'ala for His bounties. May Allah enable us to understand these words, act upon them, and convey them to others. Ameen. Stay tuned, as I will return with another enlightening story soon. Don't forget to watch before you sleep. Jazakallahu khairan.